Good evening. It is my great honor to welcome everyone to the beautiful, historic 1891 Fredonia Opera House. It is a place where past, present, and future meet. A place that comes alive with plays, movies, and music throughout the year, and a place for which we have some very great plans. More on this later. I would like to thank Assemblyman Andy Goodell for coming, Mayor Willie Rosas, County Legislator Christine Starks, President Ginny Horvath. Thank you very much for coming. It means a lot to me. Your help throughout the last 3 years and your cooperation and your friendship really means a lot to me. I'd like to recognize the Board of Trustees of the Village of Fredonia. Trustee Christina is here with us, Trustee Linden, Trustee Essek, Trustee Bridge, and Trustee Barris. Thank you very much for coming tonight. I'm very happy that my mother is here with us tonight. I know how much this means to her. Although she doesn't understand English, this still means a lot to her. A special thank you to my husband, Andreas, for his unwavering support throughout the last 3 years, and to our children, my 5 original personal reasons for running for office and doing this job. Tonight's speech is a cause for celebration, but also a call to work and a call for unity. When I took office, I promised you that I would use my voice and unforgettable accent to bring attention to our village and much-needed resources. I offered a vision that included a walkable, vibrant, accessible downtown with restaurants and cafes, galleries and bookstores, shops and mixed-use spaces, venues for live music. A place that would host community events and special events throughout the year. A place that would always connect our heritage to our future. A university town. We all know the story. 450 newly unemployed people, empty storefronts, understaffed departments, services almost at standstill, crumbling infrastructure. And most of all, a hopeless feeling, a sense that good days were behind us. Well, not anymore. Fredonia is rising. Fredonia is vibrant and optimistic. You can see it in the crowds of locals and visitors at Church Street during our festivals or the farmers market. Or the fact that since 2016, over 20 new businesses have opened or are about to. You can see it and will see it in the buildings that were vacant or underutilized and now coming back to life. And you can see it in the fact that at last long, we are taking care of our infrastructure. The plan was to utilize and build upon the assets of the downtown and of the village in general. Assets that, if used correctly, would make Fredonia an appealing place to live, work, and raise a family, as well as a fascinating regional destination. I'm very proud to say that we are very successful in our efforts, and we have just begun. We have 3 kinds of projects that I'd like to present to you. Anchor projects, those that will support downtown revitalization, and infrastructure projects. Starting with anchor projects. These 5 projects will support our local economy and have the potential to produce sustainable economic development. The new hospital. Obviously, that's number 1. The reasons that the hospital has to move are not mine to explain. But I did suggest a location in Fredonia that made sense as a perfect one for a new regional hospital. Construction of a new hospital is a very rare occasion. In a rural place where hospitals are closed down at an alarming rate, it's almost unthinkable. A brand new, state-of-the-art, cutting-edge hospital can be a catalyst for more development coming to the North County, especially if we make sure that the Central Avenue site is properly repurposed to something that the region needs and an anchor for economic development as well. I would like to encourage everyone to allow this new hospital to be something that unites us and not divide us. This is a great project and an amazing opportunity for regionalism. Agri-America. Eric Huddy and Rick Joviak, the founders of Agri-America LLC, have purchased and reopened the former Cliff Star processing facility on Water Street. I have to tell you that they have done a wonderful job making the facility state-of-the-art. This is an extremely important project for the whole region, not only because it will stimulate the economy and create employment. Just as importantly, local farmers will be able to sell their grapes again, providing for the families and increasing sustainability of the overall farming community from Niagara Falls all the way to the Finger Lakes. That's Mainstream Studios and Village Lofts. Everyone who knows me knows how much I believe in strengthening our relationship with the college and how much I wanted their presence downtown. Well, this is the beginning, and really my dream coming true. 2 years ago, Ted Sharon of SUNY Fredonia purchased the old Cart Seed Company building on Main Street with the intention to transform it into an entertainment hub for theater, film, music, dance, and cultural arts. Ted, who is a professor of theater and dance at SUNY, is by no means a novice in this business and plans to have performance and classroom space inside the building as well as a roof garden to host a variety of events. I really cannot wait. And this is a view from the back, which is going to be the main entrance to the building. Improvements to this beautiful opera house. I can't tell you how proud I am and privileged I feel that Fredonia is home to an historic, beautiful building like this one. Every time I walk into this grand, elegant hall, I almost feel like I step in a different era. There is no doubt that this is a center for art and culture and should be recognized as such all over Western New York, at least. I mentioned at the beginning that we have some big plans. Indeed, we do. Preliminarily, those plans include restoration of doors and windows, renovation to the entrance hall, the concession room and the bathrooms, a brand new marquee outside, new seats, new stage curtain, possibly some new equipment. This is a very exciting project that will make us all proud. The next one is not a project yet, but I feel that people are curious as to what's going on. I, along with Nate Aldrich, have been actively involved, working with an interested party who has a plan to acquire, renovate, and reopen the White Inn. While I wish I could give you more details, I do hope that soon enough, some good news are going to come. I'm going to be able to give you some good news. Going to downtown revitalization. These projects will help make the downtown attractive, inviting, and safe for pedestrians of all ages and abilities. the Barkey Common improvements. Our historic park, the focal point of our downtown, will be upgraded this year. Right at the heart of those renovations, the two fountains. I'm happy to report that the architects and their consultants are doing a very careful study of the old fountains, have found the original 1875 catalog of the manufacturing company, and currently drafting drawings and specification for their restoration. They will include a recirculating water system that will protect them while ensuring public health. They will also make proposals regarding curbs, concrete walks, benches, trees, lighting, and infrastructure. Their proposal looks really good and will be presented to the steering committee really soon. Streetscape improvement. As part of an overall effort to improve the quality of life for residents and visitors, as well as support downtown businesses, streetscape improvements will include curb and sidewalk replacement, crosswalk enhancement, street trees, underground utilities, possible some new street lighting, and fixtures like bike stands, wayfinding signage, and public art. Facade improvements. This project is currently in the technical assistance phase. This will help with the rehabilitation of mainly historic buildings downtown without a specific target area that you can see there. The improvements will not only make portion of East and West Main Street and Water Street more appealing, it will also promote new retail and housing opportunities in the heart of our business district. Infrastructure projects. Having reliable infrastructure helps preserve the integrity of the village, and it is the foundation for economic development and growth. The following projects are either completed or well on their way. Village Hall front steps, emergency water line pipes replacement. 6 streets are being currently having replaced their water pipelines because of colored water, as you remember, and the streets are Carroll, James Place, Pleasant, Main, Middlesex, and part of Lambert. I'm happy to report that we are almost mid-construction with completion within a few weeks. Then we have upgrades at the water filtration plant. In our village, we're very lucky to have our own supply of clean drinking water and a filtration plant. To keep it this way, for our residents and possible future development, we needed some serious upgrades at the plant. The engineers have just finalized the plans, and construction will start sometime in the fall. Upgrade at the wastewater treatment plant. This plant also needed some very serious and expensive upgrades, while in the pre-construction phase, with construction starting in early spring. It's worth noticing that both the water filtration plant and the wastewater treatment plant are a source for revenue for the village. Then we have village-wide water leak detection. This was something that was supposed to be done years ago, and I'm very pleased that we finally have done it. You would be probably surprised to find out that we are losing over 66 million gallons of water a year. The good thing is that now we know where we're losing it, and now we're taking care of it. Various drainage issues across the village. For some reason, we have quite a few drainage issues. We're trying to do it, we're trying to fix them in-house when possible, so we can keep our neighborhoods intact and keep the cost down. And then we're going to have some limited upgrades at the police station, at the fire hall, very soon. So now, let's put some numbers in the projects to see how they will be paid for and what they mean for the community. Agri-America they applied and received a grant from Regional Economic Development Council in the amount of $500,000. I was very proud to support that application and lobby for it. The project cost $1,860,000. Main Street Studios. The village applied for TED to New York State Main Street Anchor Program and received $450,000 for a project totaling $1.1 million. Then the Opera House and the Streetscape. If you remember, last fall, I very proudly announced that the village was the recipient of a $2.5 million grant through the Western New York Smart Growth Community Fund with zero village share. Well, I have to say that this grant really was possible because of one individual. Nate Aldrich helped a lot. He was really instrumental in writing the grant, working with me very closely, and at the end, getting the money. I'm very happy to report that we hired Nate Aldrich. For the first time, we have an economic development consultant. And I'm very thankful to the board for doing that. So Opera House and Streetscape together, we are in the very initial stages, $2.5 million grant for $2.5 million project. We go to Barker Common. Barker Common, we had a $315,000 grant from Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation for a project that is going to cost about $400,000. The facade improvement is only the technical assistance, so we got $20,000 for a $22,000 project. Emergency water line replacement. This is a loan. We got a 0% loan from emergency money from the state of New York. The project is costing a little more than $1.6 million. The water filtration plant. We got $930,000 from Environmental Facilities Corporation for a project that is going to cost a little more than $1.6 million. Wastewater treatment plant improvement. We got from the same agency, Environmental Facilities Corporation, $1.1 million for a project that is going to cost $4.7 million. By the way, the rest of the money is being financed through the state of New York as well. And of course, the hospital, $70 million state investment. So all in all, the village was awarded close to $7 million in grants to facilitate projects with a sum of over $13.7 million. I'm very thankful to the state of New York, Governor Cuomo, and Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul for all the attention and the help they have given us. The total investment in the village will be over $83.7 million. This, ladies and gentlemen, means that projects totaling over $83.7 million are well on their way to be completed in Fredonia without raising taxes a single penny. By the way, our budget is $11 million. That's important. What I said from day one was that whether you are a new homeowner or a lifelong resident, whether you have a growing family or operate a business here, I want you to stay in Fredonia. I understand how big of a burden property taxes are. That's why I fought against raising them. At the same time, I don't believe in cutting services either. As a matter of fact, I believe that improving them is crucial if we want to attract new people and new businesses and grow our economy. What's going on? Go to services. To improve services, we added a total of 11 new people and started reorganizing the departments so to operate more efficiently. We created the position of a career fire chief and separated the positions of village clerk and village treasurer. These changes have a positive and very noticeable effect on the way services are delivered, added much needed transparency in the way village hall functions, and even produced some additional income. If I can find it. Let me give you an example of this additional income. In 2014, the Fredonia Board of Trustees created the Emergency Medical Department as a way for the village to seek cost recovery from transports to the local hospital. In 2015, they answered 460 transport calls, generating $150,000 in revenue. In comparison, 2018, they answered 823 transport calls and generated over $300,000 in revenue. These are all positive changes, and I want to thank the Board of Trustees for taking action when needed. Partnerships. Although there is no denying that we were very successful in our efforts, success was not a happy accident. It took a lot of hard work, and it became possible because we were able to cultivate partnerships with Albany, SUNY Fredonia, the City of Dunkirk, our town and county government, private organizations. Cultivating partnerships and seeking sensible regional solutions, when possible, is something that I always keep in mind and try to accomplish. After all, we can agree that we are all better off supporting one another and growing the community as a whole rather than competing for resources. With that in mind and the support of the county executive, we started some conversations with North County Water District in an effort to keep drinking water supply local and provide an alternate source. I do understand that the City of Dunkirk is the sole district supplier, and I respect that. However, my door is open, and the village is able, ready, and willing to participate in any way if needs be. I'm a very proud partner of Central Connection, along with SUNY Fredonia and the City of Dunkirk, as well as a member of the Chadwick Bay Regional Development Corporation. We have an excellent relationship with the City of Dunkirk. Mayor Rosas and I recognize that we have similar issues and try to find common solutions. Very early on, I proposed looking into consolidation of our 2 wastewater treatment plants. Although that didn't happen, we do have some very exciting news. There is an exciting project going on right now. In December, the village was awarded $24,000 to advance a study that will evaluate the potential of using biogas produced by the city, the village, and other county sources to power a microturbine at our wastewater treatment plant. I'm very excited about the possibilities of this study, and I want to thank the county and the city for their support. Another one of those issues is drugs. Law enforcement partnerships are crucial, and I very much hope that soon we'll be able to discuss some steps we can take together, and with the Sheriff's Department in relation to drug task force operating in the North County and the village's involvement with it. I'd like to thank both the Dunkirk Police Department and Fire Department for their help and cooperation every time that was needed. I have an excellent relationship with the college. You probably saw, as you came in, new paintings and photographs on the walls of the village hall. These are works of SUNY Fredonia students, art students, on loan to us for 6 months, after which they will be replaced by new ones. The project is called Village Hall Gallery. We have monthly meetings with the college to discuss ideas as to how to promote our town-gown relationship and partnership and make it stronger. I believe that very soon we will be able to announce some of those initiatives. Working with the high school, we were able to initiate an internship program for seniors. The idea was not only to give them an insight as to how politics work, as my interns have the opportunity to do, but also to expose students to some new career paths that would give them good paying, local, secure jobs. For example, the village currently, and for the last 2 years, it's looking for a chief wastewater treatment plant operator with no success. It is a job with a lot of responsibility, requires a science background, and is in high demand, not only locally, but statewide. What better way to keep our kids here, but giving them a job? We have some pressing needs. Pressing and other needs. I'd like to talk a little bit about our needs, some of our needs. One of our most pressing needs is actually right here in the basement of this building. I'm talking, of course, about the police station. It's old, it's out of code, small, and doesn't help the officers' morale in any way. Simply put, it's not able to serve the needs of a modern police department. At the same time, the fire hall needs more extensive repairs, totaling close to $700,000. Taking under consideration that police and fire provide our most vital public safety services, my proposal tonight is a new public safety building to house police and fire departments, as well as courts and code enforcement. I believe we'll be able to reuse the current facilities and maybe even use them as opportunities for economic development. For example, the third floor of the Village Hall can be repurposed as a privately owned bistro or something similar to complement the Opera House. The Code Enforcement Department could be a gift shop. The current police station could be transformed into public restrooms, and the fire hall into a very nice brewery. Some other needs include repairing or totally redoing the municipal parking lots as part of making the downtown more business-friendly, repairing the reservoir and the spillway, revisiting the housing law. I will send the law back to our planning board to rethink it. When they are done, I will hold 2 public workshops. Not at the day that the law is going to be the board is going to be asked to be voted on. Just workshops so they can give us their ideas and take it from there, because this is a big problem that we really have to address. Overall, I have to tell you that people are engaged. Partnerships and collaborations are strong. State and private investments are growing, and there is enthusiasm for what is possible. The state of Fredonia is strong and getting stronger every day. I said at the beginning that Fredonia has many assets. We all know about them. We talk about them all the time. The university with its culture, art, and diversity. The creek that creates that atmosphere, and even a little bit of romance and history that ensures the roots here are deep and enduring. However, by far, the biggest asset are the people. The people of this village have heart, passion, and determination. They're the reason a small place like this has so many firsts, and they don't take no for an answer. When in 1866, Fredonia Academy closed its doors, they brought a university. When in 1985, the decision was made to demolish this building, they raised over $900,000, and they worked personal work and saved it. When the church clock tower across the street was burned last year, once again, they were there to help. If I was to thank everyone who has done something for the village, we would be here all night long. So I'm just going to say, from the top of my head, thank you, Larry Fiorella, for doing such an excellent job with Festivals Fredonia. Thank you, Pat Demore, for making sure we have a trolley. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Timko, for donating a clock and body cameras for our officers. By the way, Trish Timko called me today, and she wants for Valentine's Day to honor her husband, Carl G. Timko, to donate cameras for the Barker Common. So I thank her very much for that. I mentioned partnerships a little while ago. Although I value each and every one, the greatest partnership is with you, the people of the village. I'd like to thank everyone for the opportunity to serve as mayor of our beautiful village. It is a great honor and an absolutely remarkable experience. One that gave me the opportunity to not only share your concerns and challenges, but also to work with so many talented people as they were trying to address them. Thank you for stopping by and giving me suggestions. Thank you for stopping by and having coffee with me. Thank you for sending me messages. I read all of them. As I said, our job has just begun. Please don't stop. Thank you very much for coming tonight. Have a great night.